Swami Vishnu-devananda answers the question why we came to take the TTC, the Teacher Trainers course. Hari Om Tat Sat.
Seed. You take a handful of seed, you put it in a frying pan, and few minutes you roast it. And afterwards you try to put it under the earth. What will happen? It won't sprout, because its germination is the power of germinating is destroyed by the fire. Same way, as yogi who reached that fifth state, his karma is been burned out. No more karmic seeds can crop up. It's burned by the fire of knowledge. In the sixth stage, so if anyone asks, he will do, but nothing else. In the seventh stage, he won't even do if anyone even ask him to do, because he's in a perpetual samadhi state. In that state, his body will last only about 7 or 8 days, because the wheel is completely completed. Karmic wheel stopped. He is going to merge with the all-pervading spirit. The drop coming from that now is in the ocean. It fell in the ocean. What happened to the drop? It merged with the ocean and become and only aware of the drop. No is aware of his individual existence, and drop knows as I am no more drop, I am ocean, or I am that I am. So, fifth, sixth and seventh are one and the same. In the fifth state, karma is still there, he may work out. Sixth and seventh, it's not much. Now you may not say which this fifth, sixth and seventh, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, it's not just like a university degree. He's a BA and MA, master degrees and so forth. Each one can, from one to another to down, there will be interrelationship. So do not take it absolutely clear-cut picture. But once you reach that final stage, you are not only a free man, you can rest now eternally in the cosmic bliss. Your journey is completed. See, in conclusion, yourself, which has been bound by the mind in varying conditions, from the subhecha, longing for the truth, before the subhecha, the first state, longing for the truth, your mind 10 years ago, 20 years ago, did you long for truth?
No.
Did you come for the yoga camp for a vacation if he called you?
No.
So, 20 years ago there was no longing for the truth, but slowly mind slowly moved to such a state. You want to take the teacher's training course, you want to come to the yoga camp and have a yoga vacation, you are ready to get up at 5:30 because you are looking something higher. From that onwards, slowly mind become cleaner and purer and thinner, and until the mind has completely suspended, at that time you realize your self, non-dual self, Advaita self. Now, just one more small thing, I'll conclude then. Just take back Jesus again, which I mentioned just now. Did Jesus reach the fifth stage and sixth stage and seventh stage? Yes. But when? When did he move from the fourth to fifth and sixth and so forth? It all happened in a very quick, in the cross. Before he was in the fourth state, he said, I and my Father are one. That's called duality, is it not? He sees himself and also he saw the God as. So there's duality. That's called fourth state. I and my Father are one. Then he also saw oneness. I am in you, you are in me. He is seeing his own self, yet he sees his self, yet he is also all other self, also his self, and his self is also in all other. I am in you, you are in me. That's called fourth state. No, duality. Then when he was on the cross, he flashed from that. That's what he, because if he already reached the fifth state before the cross, then he will never ask that, oh, why God, why they have forsaken me. Then whom he is talking about? If he had realized the fifth thing at that time, he would ask, because he knows that is only. So that's the time he asked the question. Then how long it took him to merge from the fourth into fifth? Very fast. And then he said what? To forgive those people. They do not know what they are doing. Because they do not know that they are crucifying their own self. They do not know they are crucifying their self. So forgive. You see? That's called non-dual state. Immediately his own self are there in the form of their enemies. And they are actually his own self. But he sees that his own self there. And he has got no more pain. No more of the pain of the cross. Because there's no more pain of the cross. Only there's pain. He will be having body consciousness. But there is no body consciousness. He's transcended the body. He is in the transcendental state of the Brahman. So 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th all came at a. So that's the difference. So it can come in a very slow progress, or it can come all at once. But everybody, doesn't matter who reach the transcendental state, oneness, they all has to go through these 7 stages. Doesn't matter where they are born, which religion they are born, which yoga they are practicing, or which yoga they are not practicing. They may not even say they are not practicing yoga, but still the mind has got these 7 stages. Just like whether you are born in the east, west, north, south, Jew, Arab, Hindu, when you are hungry, you all have to eat. And when you take on your food, you are satisfied. There is absolute peace and bliss. Same way, doesn't matter which religion you are born, we are all hungry for one thing. What's that? Hungry for the truth. What's the truth? The self. And that experience is the cause for your being at this spot, at this very moment. Some of you have this intense hunger, others only have a little hunger. I can have a little ice cream. She has already have enough, doesn't care. Okay, I didn't have ice cream. But other person is really hungry. He will run 20 miles to get food. This man, I don't care, there's no car. Oh, even if I get the car, I have to drive another 10 minutes. I don't care. Because he is not hungry. So, all of you are here at this spot. You came here to yoga camp because we are all hungry in different degrees. But not all at once. You are not hungry. Completely. When that inner hunger for the self comes, at that time, you will drop everything. You think, oh, I got a loving wife and couple of kids. Will you think that? The wife, kids, all will drop off. Is it very cruel? Look at this man. He's dropping his wife and children. Is it cruel? No, there's no cruelty because, for example, suddenly I was sitting here, my cloth got fire. My cloth caught fire. Now, the cloth is burning. What will I do? I ask the question, hey, how did this fire come? Who did this fire? You know this cloth is very valuable. How come this fire caught there? Swami, did you put this fire there? Will I ask any questions? What's the only thing I want to do? Just jump into the water if there is and get rid of the cloth. Even I am going to be naked, makes no difference for me. I want to get rid of the same way. Wife, children is not, they are your wife and your children. That came because of the karma. And you think it is your responsibility. The world is existing because of your responsibility. No. And how many husband and wife died leaving the children alone? Still the children survived, is it not? So the idea that you are going to support your wife and children without you, they won't exist, is also an illusion. So in the highest state, a man who is really hungry is just like the man who's caught up with the fire. He has got only one thing to do now: get out of this burning fire. That's called, they call sarvam dukkham vivekinaha. For a man of viveki means a man of discrimination, this everything is painful, not illusion. Everything is painful. For ordinary people, wife, husband, children, all very. And you think the romance is very beautiful, is it not? But you ask a person who really gone through that romantic fever, was it happiness or painful? All romantic fever is very painful. You all know. How many times your heart is broken because of romance and love and so forth. How many times you have to repeat that mantra, I love you honey, I love you honey. If you don't repeat that mantra, your heart is as if it is sinking down. And if you don't hear the mantra from your wife or from your loved one, oh I love you honey, your heart start breaking apart. And the same person you loved you honey and you want to hear that word, and afterwards you start hating her or hating him. And if she or he says afterwards, I love you honey, what you will do? You don't want to hear that word from her. So think about it. This world is nothing but an. We are all searching for truth and happiness. In different degrees we have reached a evolution. Some of you already reached the first stage. Others not even reached that. Others just looking through. They came to the yoga camp one day. They heard a yoga camp. They just came, peeped in a couple of days. They stayed there. They had a glimpse. Oh, to get up at 5:30. Oh, it's quite hard and doing asanas and this and that. I'm too old. So, they did not only stay, they did not even came back. So they wound up where? They did not come back to yoga camp, but they wound up where? In the old people's home, with arthritis, in the nursing home. See? Everyone will wind up there, in old people's home, nursing home, in wheelchairs, eventually, a nice, beautiful, what do you call that? Okay, you know that? Or it will be burned to ashes. But your soul remains. So hunger, this hunger pan, spiritual hunger is very intense. Look for the spiritual hunger. If it's there, develop. For that development of the spiritual hunger, we need atmosphere. So come here regularly. And when you go back to the world, there are hunger souls also will be there. I will not be able to reach all these hungry souls. So you will be giving that food which they are looking for. What is the food they are looking? Peace, 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 peace. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Shanti, shanti, shanti. I'll give you this further in the next matter. Okay? Thank you.